I'm Judah, the founder and CEO of Salarium, and actually the title of my presentation is trying to take something as unsexy as payroll and use it to actually change the world. And this is actually a kind of internal motto that we have in the company. You know, we go to a lot of startup competitions, and people are always doing very exciting things with virtual reality and augmented reality and all these types of things. And we're doing payroll. It doesn't come across as a very sexy thing, but we like to think that there's actually something quite powerful that we can do with payroll as a software. Thank you very much. So most people laugh when they see this. They don't know that this is actually my phone until 2013. And so being digital is kind of a new thing to me. I've always been into brick and mortar. Before Salarium, I have a professional service firm. We do accounting work, legal consulting, you know, nothing, again, very exciting or kind of relevant. You know, really my first foray into tech was in high school. I went into a computer science class, intro to computer science, and on the first day they handed us a book that said C++ for U++. And as soon as I got that book, I said, yeah, this class not for me. I walked right out and really went straight into my sales and marketing class and really focused on the operations and sales and marketing for many years. As I grew my professional service firm, you know, one of our most powerful verticals was actually payroll outsourcing. So we were ISO 9001 certified payroll outsourcing firm in the Philippines. There's only two. So a lot of publicly listed NASDAQ companies working in the Philippines would come to us and say, okay, can you do our payroll in the Philippines? So we have a very highly scalable unit, and you know, every time I saw that my accountant's picking up pens or paper or touching an Excel sheet, that kind of little shiver would go down my spine. And I know that if any kind of mistake, any error at all, I'm going to be the one ending up paying for it. So I said, okay, you know, let's find a very good software platform. You know, I'm not really so abrasive into digital, but let's see what is possible to do with this technology. And so I started to look around, and I couldn't find any really good software platforms that I thought would do what I needed it to be done. So I started to become obsessed with why had nobody built a very good platform. And so I want to kind of put this to you. This is 2013. I had spent about 6-7 years building my professional service firm. I was going quite well, you know, healthy profits, very little bit of management for me. I had built a great management team. And I don't consider myself someone who likes to just jump to the next challenge. I'm always looking for challenges. In fact, I like to consider myself someone that really builds a system that allows me to do as little work as possible, right? That's really what I got. So my wife, she couldn't understand. She said, you just spent all these years building up this company, and now you're going to go on to this next challenge. But it consumed me night and day. I couldn't sleep. So I was looking for a co-founder for a long time, a technical co-founder. And in the Philippines tech startup scene where I'm from, there's actually very few very senior technical people that you can bring as a co-founder. And so this was a big challenge for me, but I said, like, I need to start this company. I'm losing sleep about it, so let me form Salarium. Thankfully, we got very lucky. We put out our first product without really any senior technical team, and it really validated our product. So we were released into the market, you know, kind of MVP, beta type product. And we got excellent response from market. You know, large companies were coming to us asking us, hey, can we take this solution? And we were very surprised because, as I said, it was not really built in enough of a scalable way, but very excited to offer it to them. And then about a year ago, we got very lucky. A senior technical person joined our team that came from Freelancer. And so that was really, for me, like the lucking out, like that we had managed to still keep acquiring customers without any senior technical one. I have very little technical background to none. But yet somehow we were able to, so we said, we're really onto something. This payroll, you know, concept, we really see that the platform can be very powerful, not only in the Philippines, but in the region. Obviously, there's a demand from the marketplace if our product is still able to sell. So I say here, getting fit. So because we were a self-funded, self-seeded startup from my other businesses, we didn't really have the pressure from VCs or external money to, hey, you gotta keep everything very lean, you gotta keep everything growing very fast. So we had gotten a little chubby around the edges there in some of our way that we operated the company. And so after we had the senior technical staff come in, we really did a kind of revamping of the entire company. We call it cleaning house, getting everything into shape that allowed us to really come out with what is our product today, which is Salarium, and we call it a payroll system from fingertip to fingertip. And the reason is that we actually do three-part system. It's a time and attendance, which we have our own biometrics that link directly via the cloud. So there's no need for servers or IT infrastructure or even staff that you need in your offices to set up your biometric system. You just pull it out of the box, put it on the wall, it immediately links to our cloud software. This gets fed to our payroll processing unit, which processes thousands of employees in minutes. And what we do is we dump this into an e-wallet. Right? And so this for us was, okay, the end-to-end process, let's automate as much of this. And then this is when we had the aha moment where we said, wait, like this idea of using payroll to bank the unbanked is actually the right concept. And this was done, everyone's very familiar with M-Pesa in Kenya and that it was very successful and it did very well. But most people don't know why M-Pesa was so successful. And everybody thinks it's because the crime rate in Kenya is very high, people didn't want to move around with money, but actually they're quite wrong. It's that the Kenyan government adopted it and paid its employees in it. All right, so actually, payroll is the easiest way to adopt. You have self-capture. It's just too much friction. Going to someone in an emerging market and saying, hey, take this money in your left hand and put it in your phone in your right hand. This is a losing argument to people. I mean, this is something of value. This is a piece of electronics. So this argument is really bad. You have to get somebody else to capture this unbanked person. And so with a lot of startups, a lot of the ones in the fintech that we've seen, really focus on remittance. So again, you have somebody else loading the wallet, someone sending it from one place to another, and then this is getting into the wallet, into the ecosystem. But actually what we're arguing, what is for us the easiest and least friction way is just through payroll. I don't need to convince somebody in an emerging market to take my solution. I just need to convince his boss that it's a better end-to-end solution for us to do it. And so this is a very easy argument to make. We're less expensive than a bank in the Philippines. We're much more reliable. So the argument to come and say why they should use this is really quite a simple argument to make. So for us, like this is the first step in the electronic money ecosystem, and this is why people are getting very excited, right? So for the majority of the world, they don't have stock portfolios, they don't own property. Their salary is point A where they get their money. Everything else is an outflow of cash. Right? So if we can position ourselves in the emerging part of their money ecosystem, then we can carry ourselves along the rest of the way. This allows for very exciting things. Data, right? So now we have financial data. Our program comes with a prepaid MasterCard, a prepaid Visa. So we have how much their income is coming in, how much they're spending every month, how much they're saving into their wallet. This allows us to actually provide real financial products because now, hey, we know this guy earns so much every month. We know how much credit he's capable to put out. Right? We can give complex financial products, complex financial derivatives on data where these people were not being captured at all. And what this leads to is actually a very net benefit for us, but also for the person as well. So this financial education, just even keeping track of how much they're paying, is the average household can actually see 5 to 30% increase in their monthly savings, just from knowing how much money they're spending in and out. Right? It's incredible. We have bank statements, people that are unbanked, they can't really keep track of where the money is going. Just by being able to keep track, they actually increase their monthly earnings 5 to 30%. So this is an incredible net positive for them. It allows us to do remittance faster, cheaper, and easier, right? So it's not that we don't do remittance. We just say that this is not the method as the step one to get people into the unbanked society. But once they become electronically banked, actually our remittance fees, we're able to beat basically any remitter on the planet in terms of it. And we use ATM as a payout system, so we don't need to have points of sale for people to come up and get out. So it's really also saving a lot of these families for the migrant workers and people that send money from their province or the main capital. Our system is also really giving them a net benefit as well. And for us, this is only the beginning, where the startup ecosystem really grows around payments. So you've seen it, in the initial internet when it first came out, that PayPal existed. All of these websites, all of these startups kind of exploded because now they could get money. It's the same thing in Kenya that we see, like thousands of startups have come just to sit on top of the M-Pesa system. And we're starting to see that in the Philippines as well, as so many startups are getting to take advantage of the fact that, wow, now these people are banked. Now I have a way to collect money from them. Now I need to come up with a startup for them. So Thank you guys very much for foregoing your lunch and listening to a little brief about our company. So if there's any questions, I think we'll take them all after.
Thanks, Judah. Waiting for the slides to come up, but once again, thank you, as Judah said, for staying back and delaying your lunch. I'm not the last guy between you and lunch. There's another guy. Yep. Hi, my name is Suresh Shankar. I'm the founder of Crayon Data, and I'm here to tell you how Maya, Yoda, and the magic of guided choice helps traditional enterprises strike back. The story of Crayon started 32 years ago when my co-founder Srikanth and I went to business school in India. We went through similar careers in sales, marketing, advertising before we both became entrepreneurs. We've had 3 successful exits between us. He did it to the Publicis Group, I did it to IBM. And in 2012, we got together to address what we thought is a very big global problem, the problem of choice, which is the fact that today we are inundated with choice, that more is rapidly becoming less, and we all wish that we could make less more. So we set up Crayon in 2012 in Singapore with a very ambitious vision of simplifying the world's choices. Over 32 months, we built together a great team. We've got a young bunch of people who complement, whose energy complements our experience. And we've got great tech people who have been CTOs of companies like Wipro, who head search at places like LinkedIn and Facebook to come in and complement our business acumen. And we built out a globally awarded product. We are particularly proud of the fact that, in IBM Watson, which is the latest cognitive computing platform, our product Maya ended up being in the top 5 in the world, which kind of talks to the point of Asia innovation meeting the world, really. Today, we are a 100-person plus company, 10 different nationalities, multiple locations, 2 development centers, headquartered in Chennai, and we work with multiple clients all over the world. But what is it really that Crayon does? The problem that we're trying to address is, like I said, the problem that rapidly in our lives more is becoming less. We are all inundated with choice in every aspect of our life, shopping, movies, entertainment. We go through search, we look at reviews, we ask our friends, and it's a frustrating experience. The process of choosing is wasteful and inefficient for consumers. You read, you essentially end up spending 45 minutes to an hour on every single decision that you need to make. However, when you look at the traditional enterprise, they spend huge amounts of money. Your bank, your retailer, your telco spends a huge amount of money on things like CRM, loyalty, email marketing, etc. But ask yourself, when is the last time you really had something sensible come to you from your bank? Something where you felt, I really needed that. And ask yourself, how does Amazon, how does Netflix, how do all these internet companies manage to do it all the time? The problem really is that is because your bank and your traditional enterprises focus on a very, very small piece of the data puzzle, which is all that they know about you inside your bank. But you're a bigger individual than that. You leave a larger digital footprint outside, and that's what the internet companies are focusing on. What the internet companies are understanding is that today your choice is not based on what marketers are telling you. It's not what brand advertising is about, but it is others' opinions. The scale has shifted that today when I want to make a purchase as an individual, I'm essentially looking at others' opinions to drive that decision. The first thing we all do is to go and look at an online review. And even though we may not know the person who has said that, we tend to believe it more than we believe brand messages. And this is becoming a real problem. Traditional enterprises are losing out business day by day. Their business is being eaten by internet giants. Priceline owns 2% of the assets of a company like Hilton and makes 7 times the profit margin. On a $200 hotel booking, Priceline makes $30 and Hilton makes $5. The economics of the world are shifting in favor of what you call consumer ownership as compared to asset ownership. So what is the traditional enterprise going to do? Are they going to roll over and die? No, I think what they are now beginning to realize is that they have a problem. Most CMOs around the world accept that today they are not really prepared for this data solution, for this data explosion. But what is that solution? What happens is that increasingly everyone is recognizing that guided choice, the ability of an enterprise to personalize and recommend things that are just right for each individual is increasingly the future. 35% of Amazon sales, 3/4 of Netflix sales comes from things that they recommend, which really is proof that consumers are willing to reward businesses that simplify choice and make it about 4 or 5 relevant things for them. And that is where Crayon steps in. Crayon's business model is about helping the empire or the enterprise strike back. What we bring is an Amazon or Netflix-like data set, an algorithmic capability, and even a mindset to the traditional enterprise to help them compete on even ground with the internet giants. 3 patent-pending innovations power us, and I'm going to go through each of these. The first is, I think, the fundamental thinking of the algorithm. And what we've designed is an algorithm that mirrors the way human beings make choices, and this is a great example. Sometimes when I want to choose a restaurant, I choose it based on my taste. I love Japanese food. Sometimes it's based on the influences on me, like the New York Times said this is good, my friend said this is good. Sometimes it's my context. It's lunchtime, I need to go somewhere close by, it's my anniversary, I need to go somewhere special. And many times, even if all of them point to the same Japanese restaurant, it's your behavior. You know, if you ate at that Japanese restaurant 3 times in the recent past, you're going to say, let me try something new. The problem is putting all this together into one platform in one way is being done by the individual, which is why the process of choosing is misery for you. What Crayon has done is managed to build we map the entire world's taste into something that we call a massive cross-category taste graph. We know every restaurant in the world, every book, every movie, lots of shopping, lots of music. In 15 different categories with over 1 billion tastes, we have managed to create affinities between every restaurant, every book, every movie, and everything else. Which means that if I know 3 restaurants you like, I can tell you that if you'll go to a strange city with a high degree of probability, what is the food that you might like to eat. Likewise for movies, likewise across restaurants and movies and books. And this is something that we then go to the enterprise and basically we say, we will use this and we will mix it with the data that you have. So we mix this with the enterprise data to help them deliver an Amazon-like personalization to you. And that really brings me to the product that we have, and it's called Maya. And essentially Maya, by doing all of this in one product, transforms what we call the misery of choosing into the magic of choice. Maya allows every bank, every retailer, every telco, every hotel in the world to create an ultra-personalized engagement and to bring you an Amazon-like ability to personalize. Maya also has a few siblings, and they're called Yoda, Pepper, and Enzo, and I won't spend too much time on them, except to tell you that all our products are named after our dogs, because our products are like our pets. We really love them, we cherish them, and we spend a lot of time trying to make them wonderful to serve, to be as faithful a friend to the enterprise as our dogs are to us. So we built an entire platform that basically goes from data to value, and again, I'm just going to talk about some of the validation. Maya works across industries. We work with telcos, we work with banks, we work with retailers, we work with hotels. It's very easy to deploy because there's nothing you have to do. It works. It can take data from an Excel sheet or from an ERP. It's SaaS and cloud. It's SaaS-based. It's cloud-based, and you basically get value when you start. And we got a lot of different use cases where we are delivering tremendous value to our clients. And most of the CXOs we meet around the world love Maya and her siblings, partly because it's extremely innovative. It's very cool when we go in there and talk about it. We hear things like, you're ahead of the game. What we are thinking of as an idea in our labs is a reality in your product. Everybody has ingredients, you guys have a recipe. So we keep getting great marks for the fact that we are very cool technology. But mostly they love us because we deliver tremendous business value. And these are some of the kind of cases that we have. With a hotel, we're able to drive repeat purchase, increase frequency of repeat purchase, and we're able to get them to convince people to not come, book through an online agent, but come and book direct. With credit cards, we help them increase spends with more personalized engagement, et cetera, et cetera. And most of our pricing is related to the business KPIs that we deliver. So in the last 10 months, since we've been out in the market with Maya and Yoda and the other products that we have, we've signed up about 15 clients. We work with some of the largest banks in the world, in Singapore, in the Middle East, globally. We work with some of the largest tourism boards and hotels in the world. We work with some of the large telcos in the world. And we are essentially expanding the footprint to a stage where we hope that one day people will be saying, like they say, search is where they started this journey, that they will end up saying that choice is where we need to be. So we hope that one day people will be saying, let's Crayon it. Thank you very much. I think they need to.
Okay. Hi. Hello. My name is Shashank. I represent a company called Money on Mobile. Money on Mobile is a brand name for us. We are established in about 2010, so close to 5 years back. In the 5 years, the next slide will show you where we are, and I'll also tell you why we have grown to that proportion. We are essentially a semi-closed payment system or a mobile wallet that operates under the license from the Reserve Bank of India, and it allows transaction between registered customers and registered merchants. So this all is happening in the unbanked world in India, not the banked world. I don't cater to the banked world. I cater to the unbanked world. So we have about 250,000 mom and pop agents across the country, and we specialize in converting cash to digital currency and then making it available on your phone to transact. Now you can do multiple number of transactions. We are increasing our merchants every day. So we started from a mobile top-up in 2010, went on to a TV top-up, went on to mobile phone bill payment, went on to electricity and gas bill payment, then to ticketing, air, rail, bus, then went to money transfer, which is our latest product. And now we are going to e-commerce and online payments. So let me take a moment to explain that. E-commerce has been very, very popular in India and gaining a lot of traction. What is happening with the e-commerce industry in India is there are a couple of challenges. So one challenge is the number of plastic cards that are available in the country are less, and number of people who have them are also less. So e-commerce guys invented something called as cash on delivery in India, and that model initially turned out to be a super hit, but there were challenges with the model, and the challenges are they deliver in about 30 to 40% zip codes in India only. So if you are in a zip code which is in their non-delivery area, they do not deliver the product to you. But the television penetration is more than 80%, and people are watching likes of Amazon, Flipkart, Snapdeal, n number of guys on TV, and they cannot interact with the system. So money on mobile is the way where you can interact with the system, get the money in advance for the e-tailer, and deliver the product to the customer, ultimately getting more ROI for your spend on the ads. We also do money transfer, and the innovation in money transfer that we have done is India predominantly is a feature phone based market. So I have enabled money transfer through text message, and money transfer through text message has made the life simple for the average or bottom of the pyramid in India. It makes it very, very easy. My business essentially is split into two parts. It's B2B and B2C. So in B2B business, we work on an assisted model wherein a consumer walks into a retail outlet and requests the retailer to do a transaction for him, whether it is buying a ticket or paying his utility bill, whatever the transaction is. In the B2C model, we encourage the consumer to do the transaction on their own. And let me tell you, we have close to 9 million B2C wallets that are already created, and we are working on acceptance of mobile money in the country. So the vision is that if you want to buy bread, milk and eggs, you should be able to pay from your mobile phone and walk out of the store. That is the vision. Okay. So what is the wallet? The wallet is, now you'll ask me how does the wallet work on a feature phone? So the wallet works on a feature phone in a unique way wherein the MSISDN is registered with us. It's on our server. We hold the money on our server. The user only transacts from his mobile phone through the SMS feature. So what kind of payments can be done is listed here. Phone, as a TV, train ticketing, bus ticketing, whatever you want. Every transaction is paperless. Even when you do a ticket, you get a PNR number on a text message or within the app on your phone or an email, And we do not use any kind of paper to print receipts or give any kind of intimation to the customer. No paper at all, zero. So convenience, security, and flexibility are the three features of the mobile wallet. Convenience because the transaction can be done 24/7. It usually, my feedback that the consumers have given me is on the last day of the bill payment, after the counter, typically the government counter closes, they can pay their bill at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the night, and they love that feature because they don't get charged a penalty. So convenience, they don't have to move out of their neighborhood because they will find a money on mobile store in their neighborhood, go there, top up, and do the transaction. Security, flexibility. Flexibility is, there are 4 type of platforms that are available. Those who are feature phone users can use SMS. We have GPRS, app, and web. So the wallet, consumer wallet once created, all 4 types of interfaces are available to the consumer, and he can select which one he wants to use. There is security, there is a 128-bit SSL that is deployed on our server. We go through information system audit conducted by the regulator in India, which is the Reserve Bank of India. They have appointed auditors to do that, and they thoroughly check our platform every year. And we have to pass that audit to maintain our license. So it's a completely secure platform, your money is safe. So this slide shows you, This slide shows you how the transaction works through a text message for a utility bill payment, which is Reliance Energy in Mumbai. So you can first inquire what is the outstanding bill amount by sending a text message. You will get a revert text message from the utility bill company saying this is the outstanding bill amount on your account, and then you send a second text message to do the transaction. So this is the way that works. As I said, we are on the app also, and we are the first company in the country to do a multilingual app. So I don't know whether the concept of multilingual will make sense to you, but in India it makes a lot of sense because India, virtually every state speaks a different language, barring the northern part of the country. So if you look at from the west coast, from Gujarat to West Bengal, there are about 10 different languages that are spoken, and the app is available in 10 different Indian languages. So this is the app-based payment. It's a very simple and user-friendly interface that you can use. This is again a utility bill payment, BEST in Mumbai, which is shown in the slides here. As I said, the transaction receipt comes within the app or through the SMS, so no paper being used, and you get your success notification right there. Not only that, the app has a feature like your mini statement, which shows you your last 5 transactions. So whatever you have done, you can have a track of that. So here you have different age groups, right, from children to old people. So right now, children we cannot service because RBI doesn't allow us to open the wallet for anybody who is below 18. So it's a young adult and what we are serving. The old don't use it because they're not very techno savvy and they don't like to interact with the system. But each one is using it for different purposes. So the youth uses it for mobile top-ups, movie tickets. They don't have utility bills to pay. The adults are using it for e-commerce and various services, others. This is the value proposition to the customer and our agent. My transactions that happen on my platform work on a classic merchant-led discount model that works worldwide in the payments domain, and we do not charge any fee to the consumer or our retailer. So that is the beauty of the platform. There is zero capital investment, and that is the reason why we have grown to where we are. Thank you.
Also, I think we have some questions.
Yeah.
So I think
Popping up.
Someone for you.
Oh. So,
This is
yeah. I think a question here is, would you be exploring payments utilizing biometrics? Yes, definitely. In fact, in India, there is a card, identification card launched as Aadhaar, which is a unique identity that is done by the government, and they do biometric as well as iris when they give you the Aadhaar card. So with the Aadhaar card, we are connected with the UIDAI. It is called Unique Identification Authority, and we are registered for eKYC. So while doing a money transfer, we do a biometric and authorize the transaction. So I think there is a question for Judah.
So that's why did I not use any VCs to get fit, or why did we not go to VC funding? I think a very simple answer is we didn't need to. As long as you don't need VC money, I think you should hold off as long as possible. So thankfully, we had, I had investment that I was able to still keep making into the company to get us into a profitable, a good projection and getting some big name clients on board. So there was no need to do so. But thank you.
Okay, I think there is one more question for me. It says, how do you see Bitcoin as a payment on mobile? I think I can give you the Indian perspective. The global perspective for Bitcoin is different. In India, the regulator, which is Reserve Bank of India, is not very conducive to liking different form of payments, and Bitcoin is one of them. So unless and until it passes the regulator's hurdle, there can be no traction for Bitcoin in India.
That's it.
I think those are the questions.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for listening to our.
Thank you.